What's going on, guys? Blazing Tech here in my 3rd gen Tacoma. And what we're going to be learning in this video is how to kind of spruce up your dash and paint this trim, this bezel, whatever you'd like to call it, all the way around. Plasti Dip, spray paint, or whatever you'd like to do. I went ahead and Plasti Dip mine white, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through the process of doing it. So what I would recommend is watch this video through one time so you can see, learn through my errors and my mistakes so you guys can do it perfectly. Now the video is going to be over 2 days. So this piece was day 1 and then this piece was day 2. So if I'm talking as if I'm only going to do this piece, do not be confused. I'm going to do this piece and then this piece. So again, please watch the video all the way through and then start to do it on your truck. It'll make a lot more sense and you guys will be rocking and rolling. So step 1 is obviously going to be to remove this trim piece, and what you're going to be removing is this entire thing. The vent will come off as well. So you're going to remove from here all of this down to right here, and all this is going to come off. Now the best way to take it off is just using brute force, and you pull about right here and right here with both of your hands, and it should come off very, very easily. So this is what you're going to be left with right here. You're going to have some openings right here. And if your truck is fairly dirty, you can go ahead and clean this out. I wouldn't see any problem with doing that with maybe a disinfecting wipe or possibly a warm, wet cloth to avoid any odors. So as you can see here, all it is just a couple of clips right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's probably one back there. Or no, there's not one back there, but yeah, this is how it's going to look when you take it off, and I'll go ahead and show you that trim piece as well. So then once you've removed this trim piece, you can see exactly what is attached to it. I only want to Plasti Dip this right here, this and this, all the way around. So a couple of options you have is you can remove all of these screws around here. So there's one here and all around the perimeter of the trim panel. And then there's a couple of little tabs that you have to lift up to separate this piece right here from the trim piece that you want to Plasti Dip. So after one failed Plasti Dip coating, I just decided that it would be easier in terms of, getting it right the first time, was just to remove the bezels. So I went ahead and took the Plasti off. I'm gonna have to clean all this stuff up. Shouldn't be too hard. I got the bulk of it off fairly painlessly. So that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the trim piece. So I'm gonna end up having to take off these screws right here, and then I'll show you which tabs I have to take off in a second. So here I have removed 11 screws around the perimeter of this trim. You can see the one hole there, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. You just remember that there's one up here, right there on the top. Not the big hole, but the smaller hole on the bottom. And there we go. Next, we are going to remove these tabs right here. This tab right here, and this tab right here, and this tab right here. Third one down here, right there. That's the third one. Actually, didn't even need a flathead screwdriver, so you can go ahead and do these with your hands. There we go. And we've got our piece that we want to Plasti Dip. Perfect. So after I removed those 11 screws, those were those 3 tabs right there, and you just lift them up and push it out, and then your trim piece should come out. Now this is what I should have done from the beginning, but like I told you guys, I was a little scared, but now the Plasti should be much better. So what we've done here is we used these little tabs right here to go ahead and tie it from a tree branch, and what we're going to try and do is get a couple of light coats on there because the Plasti Dip is very, very runny. So hopefully this is something that you guys could do. You could probably do this from the gutter or anything like that. So after we removed the panel and used the tree, we let it dry up for a bit and just checked and made sure that we didn't miss any important areas that needed a little more plasti. And this is the method that we're using right here. We're spraying either horizontally or vertically, very lightly, just kind of pressing the button really quickly and doing a couple passes like that, and we're getting the best results like this. Alright guys, so once you've got your panel to your liking and you make sure that it's all white on pretty much around all the places that you're going to see, and it's the way you want, just line it up with those tabs. So you have one tab here, and where's that third tab? It is down in there. So then what you're going to want to do is make sure this one's lined up. This is probably an easier one to do. Line it up and kind of press down here with a little bit of force, and you'll feel it click in. And then up here, you want to make sure that this trim piece attaches to this trim piece using this kind of, it's another kind of clip type deal right there. So make sure that clip is in the hole right here, and then go ahead and push down with some force up here. And then this clip will click in, and then this clip will click in as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my 11 screws and then just tighten them back up nice and tight in all those 11 holes, and then we should be rocking and rolling. So guys, here's my finished product, and I have to say it does look really sharp. It's got a lot of contrast, and that kind of whole spraying up and down horizontally and vertically, that worked the best for me, and I got some really cool results. So here it is, everything all screwed back in. Unfortunately, my taping didn't really work out, but since it is Plasti Dip, I was able to take it all off of this trim piece right here, and everything does look great. And let's go ahead and put this back in the truck and see how it looks. Alright guys, this is the finished product, and it does look really sharp. It's got a lot of contrast, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Alright guys, so day 2, I'm 80% done here. I got about 20% left. I could have left that bezel right there white and left this one not white, but I think it'll look really cool if it's all white, and I honestly do have some plasti left. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through the process here as well. That way you can kind of have a holistic view of everything. And I'm going to take everything that I learned with me from day 1 and use it over to day 2. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to remove this dash piece. Alright guys, so I'm in the truck, and basically all you want to do, you can go ahead and close your vents up or leave them open however you want, and then just pull like that. There should be a couple clips on the bottom. I think you are going to end up having to lower your steering wheel. That way you can get all these little clips off. Alright guys, so I'm having a little trouble right here to get this clip off. And what I went ahead and did is I took the original piece that I took yesterday off. That way I can have a little more of an advantage to go ahead and unclip this clip. But I'll show you guys how everything looks once I've got it all off. It's also important to note that these little tabs here have these little clear retainers. These little tabs here have these little retainers. So you want to keep these handy, and you want to put them back right here on the speedometer. So today was a success. No tabs have broken, and I just want to do this one time, so let's get this right. This little rubber piece right here, you probably don't want to damage it at all. This might be expensive, and I think it keeps dust and debris out of your Speedo, so this is kind of important. So today we just have 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 2 of the little tabs that we had from yesterday where we had 3 of those. So let's get a close-up on that. We've got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have 2 tabs, just this one and this one. Let's go ahead and get this done. Let's see, let's make sure. Actually, we've got another screw up here. So that's 5 screws in total, and then 2 of those tabs. So let's go ahead and get that out. So here we go, we've got the 5 screws off, and this is going to be interesting because I haven't done these, but they're these little tabs. I think you just pull down and push up. There we go, there's one side right there, and then the other should follow suit. There we go. Oh, and we do have a third one down here, right there. That's a third one. Actually, didn't even need a flathead screwdriver, so you can go ahead and do these with your hands. There we go. And we've got our piece that we want to Plasti Dip. Perfect. So then once you've got your trim piece off, you got a couple options. You can use some shoelace right here and tie it from a tree like we did yesterday. You can put it on a trash can or anything like that. But I'm just doing some white plastic. You could do, spray paint or anything like that. But let's just make sure that this is clean while I decide. I think I'm gonna tie it with the shoelace and hang it on the tree, let it dry, and then after I do that, I'm gonna put it back on the trash can and kind of do some spot checking, I guess you could. All right, guys, that worked like a charm. It looks like a pretty good coat. Might need to go over a couple more places, maybe up here on the top. Probably the more crucial areas up right there. Yeah, definitely need to do that. But I'm definitely gonna let it dry up and then go from there. Shameless plug, while that's drying up, I just posted up a video about these floor mats right here. I did a comparison between the Husky liner that I have here and there compared to the OEM Toyota all-weather floor mats. Also, something in the works that I'm going to be doing is a review of this. This is called the Anki iPhone Plus stand or something like that. It's pretty cool. I got it stuck in place right here. It's a cheaper alternative for a plus size phone. That should be a good video to cover. I think it was about 13 bucks. Also, on my dad's pickup, we went ahead and we changed the grill over to the TRD Pro grill. So that all these links will be down in the description below, and any support for my channel will definitely be appreciated. So thanks. It goes to show, guys, you just gotta be really patient with it, and you may need a couple coats, and that's okay. Even if you gotta wait an hour, 2 hours, it doesn't really matter. These cans are only about 6 bucks, so this is a pretty good mod. Just be patient with it, guys. Alright guys, I'm very satisfied with this piece right here. So we're going to go ahead and button it back up and then button up the truck. So you want to go ahead and put this in right here. Probably the most difficult thing here is to make sure that this little, I guess you want to call it clip or insert, is inserted properly there. Then the clips, as you can hear, they're going right back into place. There were 3 of them. This one is giving me a little bit of trouble right here, but these 2 have attached properly. Let's see. Oh, there it is. And you've got another one of those little tabs right here, so be careful of that. Make sure that that's in there. And then the clip goes right into place like that. So boom, 1, 2, 3. And without putting the screws in, this is how this panel looks, and it looks pretty good. I think I did a good job. Second time is a charm. Now we're just gonna put the screws in, and it should be easy peasy from there. So I put those little retainers back right here, and this may be a little tricky to finagle this back in there, but with a little bit of ingenuity, I think we should be able to do it. Alright guys, here it is, the finished product. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be white all the way around, and honestly it gives this dash some life. It breathes some life and some energy into this dash. It's not perfect, as you can see. I think I learned a lot more doing this one as opposed to this one, but I'm very pleased with the results, and hopefully you guys find this video helpful. Again, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to do Tacoma videos a lot more often. And yeah, hopefully my channel will work out for you guys. Stay tuned for this. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Blazing Tech. Thanks.